Hey folks, back again on this very rainy and grey day. I've noticed that there are a couple of other YouTubers that do sort of what I do in exploring the lesser known, the unbranded, the lesser branded, if you like, types of instruments. I think it's important. I really do like a lot of the top guitar and uke YouTubers, but I think sometimes because they're affiliated with music shops and have access to many instruments, and in quite a few cases are being sent instruments to review, I think sometimes they lose track of the average customer and what their price range is. Now I'll tell you, there is a reason why I find guitars like this. This is the Fasley guitar that I did a video on some time back, and I got, this is my third one of these, I think, third or fourth one of these, and for the price range, the setup that it comes with is really quite unbelievable. I only have to do a bit of work, and then I can sell this guitar for around 100 and 120 with a gig bag. And that is the average price that people have to spend, or the average amount of money that people have to spend. That's the normative budget. When people contact me, you know, 7 or 8 times out of 10, they want a guitar for $100. And if you know, in England, I'm sure it's £100. And that's what they have to spend. That's what their budget is. They're looking for the best playing guitar they can find in that price range. And I don't think a lot of reviewers and guitar guys on the internet and on YouTube cater to that particular crowd. Now, a lot of times that is a beginner, or it's a parent looking for a first guitar for a student, but not always. I mean, there are literally millions of people working in you know, lower working class income jobs. They're not able to spend 4, 5, 6, 7, 1,000, 2,000 on a guitar. A lot of times, you know, the amount of cash they can generate to buy a guitar on Facebook or Craigslist is around 100 or maybe a little bit more, or sometimes even less. So it's definitely a very solid market, but it's hard to find instruments that are playable, that sound good, that are going to inspire people to practice at that price range. I mean, a lot of the guitars you can buy on eBay, around $60 to $100, are just awful, in a lot of cases, basswood constructions, very cheap, very poorly put together, very low grade parts. The wrong kinds of woods on the fretboard, so you have lots of warpage, often without truss rods or functioning truss rods, and it's really hard to find guitars that you can buy and set up in that price range, which is why I keep my eye out for stuff like this. Now I know other people are doing it too. I know people like Nick in the States have done reviews on the lower end Harley Bentons and other easily acquired online guitars. There's a guy called Guitar Max. I think he just changed his name because he had 3 X's in his original name, which was causing him not to come up on searches, triple X type of thing. And anyway, he buys the cheapest guitars on eBay and sets them up and then does a demo of them. And I think it's providing a good service, because I'll see guitars on eBay. Take for instance the brand Glary, G-L-A-R-R-Y. I see them all over eBay right now, and they're going anywhere between $50 and $120. I haven't got any in yet. But he bought one for $60, did a quick setup on it and played it, and it actually sounded reasonable. And I know he's done similar videos for very cheap electric guitars that you see on eBay going for $60, $75. In all cases, I think we have to expect, number one, a lot of setup. You're going to need either to be able to do some setup work, or you're going to have somebody who can do it fairly cheaply for you. And the guitar shops are all over the map. I mean, you take a poorly set up eBay guitar to a lot of guitar shops, they're going to sting you, quite a bit, and they're probably going to discourage you for buying that guitar, or try to get you to return it and buy one of theirs. But at any rate, sometimes just a simple setup, guitar shops charge a lot for, and they often do more work than's necessary, trying to pad the bill. And in some respects you can't blame them, they're all struggling. A lot of small guitar shops, music shops, instrument shops are facing closure. Even Guitar Center is, from what I hear, struggling at the moment. So everybody's trying to make a profit, and we have to understand that. But I'd rather get something that I can sell for $100, $120 that I can do a good setup on, that has a really good sound, that plays really well. I don't want to forget about that demographic. I think it's important. Often I get a friend or a relative, or a friend of a friend, or a friend of a relative. You got anything for $100? Or I get a kid in the neighborhood who has saved $100. That's all he's got. If you give him something unplayable, they're not likely to continue. So a lot of the guys on YouTube have forgotten what it's like. I mean, I love all the big channels. I love the Crimson guys, and the Andertons guys, and Tone King, and all these really top channels that are getting 2, 3, 5, 10,000 hits per listing. But a lot of them are so intertwined with the music industry. They get gear so easily, so cheaply, even often for free. Or they have access to anything they want. They can make videos about anything, any amp, any guitar. And I think sometimes they lose track of, the not just the entry level, but the people that are trying to get an instrument, at an affordable price that's not going to kill them. And I often get people who are actually good guitarists come to me and say, my guitar got stolen, my guitar got damaged, all I have is $100, I just want something to play. And me being me, I always have something on my rack for them, because I just think it's an important demographic to be able to take care of. So this is just a video, to make a distinction between those of us that are catering to that, are keeping in mind what the average person has to spend or to budget on a guitar, and what most sales are actually for. I mean, I get far more people coming or inquiring about guitars under 150 than I do over 150. That's just the nature of it. Everybody, sometimes it's people who want a second guitar, or a campfire guitar, or a guitar they can travel with. So it's an important thing to be able to find instruments that can be set up, that play well, that have good parts, that have reasonable woods, that are constructed well, that are affordable in that price bracket. And things have exploded in the last couple of years because we now have access to places like Rondo, Monoprice, even Thomann, if you can deal with the international shipping, where you can get a pretty nicely made guitar that can be set up and play well, somewhere in and around or just above that price bracket or that price range. So it's making things in some regard easier. However, there are so many poor, awful, terrible guitars also in that price range that are traps. I mean, people buy them. I have people bring them here, and they just can't be fixed. I mean, they're warped, twisted, beyond fixing or worth fixing. It'd be cheaper for someone to buy a new guitar. So it's the best of times and the worst of times. We have more access to cheap guitars and ukuleles, but we also have a market that's flooded with questionable quality as well. So I think it's a good thing to concentrate on for anyone who's doing a guitar or instrument-based YouTube channel, is to be able to accommodate that price range of people wanting to get a start in the guitar, or for any reason only having a limited budget for buying an instrument. That's all I've got today. I just wanted to sort of put that out there. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep looking for guitars in that price range and keep putting the information out. Whether you buy them from me or buy them yourself and set them up yourself, it makes no difference to me. I just appreciate the information that's disseminated on YouTube, so I want to be a part of that and perhaps cover a section of it that some other YouTube users are disregarding or not taking the time to cover. All right, see you next time.